Hey, what's going on, guys? Back again. I figure what better time than to show my face for the first time during a coral unboxing video. So this morning when I woke up to the sound of a doorbell, and this is what came to my door. Yep, so I bought some corals from boomcorals.com. I chose them for a couple reasons. First of all, they had what I wanted. I really wasn't looking for anything specific. I just really wanted to add to my collection, and I think the prices were fair, and I've heard good things in the past. I have a friend up in Jersey who's ordered from him in the past, and he had nothing but good things to say. So I decided to give Boom Corals a shot. I know he's one of the, I guess, smaller. I don't know if I can say that because I don't know for sure, but he seems like one of the smaller. You know, he's not like Worldwide Corals, who's got that multi-retail space operation going. But I was impressed that he's already got his own boxes printed out, so that's impressive. All right, so let me tilt this camera down so that you can look down at the box. So he's got this letter here, and it's got this envelope here has this little seal on it, and that little seal is like one of those old school ways to show that a message has been sealed, is where they take some wax, I guess, and they stamp it. I don't know if you can see that. See, it has a B right there. That's pretty cool, fancy schmancy. So he's impressing me right now with how he's packaging this thing. So let's read this note here. Thank you. So it's a thank you card, and it says, every box you get from Boom Corals should be exciting and exquisite. Thank you for being a valued customer. Alright, so we're packaging it quite well here. Then he's got a business card, of course. This is my invoice. So I'll show you what I got. I'm going to fold away my address here and fold away the prices. You don't really need to see that. But I guess the thing to note here is that he wrote that on the invoice he wrote what days he cut them, because I ordered these, you know, a week and a half ago, and you know, he cut, I guess, 3 of them after I ordered them and then let them heal, and then he shipped them out just today, which is April 9th. So yeah, that's what I got. We'll see what's inside. Everything's in a nice styrofoam box. So he's doing big things over there. Let's see what the corals look like. Let's see if this is exciting and exquisite. Alright. I kind of want to smell this. Alright. Wait, what the? Oh no, it smells like nothing. Alright, so let's open up the bag. So, opening up this bag, I actually smell the smell of corals right away. But that's okay. So, here's one of them. This bag is a little wet around it, so I think a little water leaked out, but no big deal. But the thing about this is the water looks a little cloudy. But this is the Worldwide Coral Snowdrop Acro. Alright, let's move on. So there's this one here. Looks good. The water's not cloudy. And this is the Fox Flame Acro. Very good. And then let's check this one out. So I got a Tyree LE Purple Dragon Eyes Acro. And that looks like it's doing pretty well. The water's clear. And then the last one is Cornbread's Pink Tip Acro. So that one looks like it's doing well. The water's clear and, you know, looks good. So the only one of concern is this one with the cloudy water. Well, I don't know, there's some brown stuff floating around. I don't know if that's tissue loss. Oh no, well actually now that I look at this one further, it's not looking too hot. The water is definitely cloudy, and there's some stuff floating around which I'm assuming is coral tissue. And if you look at, which one is this? Oh, this is the snowdrop. So, you know, when I look at the top, it's going to be hard to see, but when I look at the tips of the coral, it looks like it's lost tissue. Maybe that helps. Yeah, so this one does not look too hot. Alright, it's okay. We'll figure things out. This will give me a good chance to interact with Matt and see what he'll do about this. He has a great guarantee on his website, so alright, so one of them doesn't look too hot, but that's alright, you know, these things kind of happen. Everything looked packaged pretty well. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to float these bags in the sump to get them temperature acclimated. Then I'll meet you over at the laundry room. So I lied about meeting at the laundry room. I want to switch directions to talk about a problem with my coral quarantine tank. My QT is infested with dinoflagellates. Anyone who's had dinos knows that they can kill or severely stress your corals. So I had no choice but to put these frags in the display. This made me really nervous because essentially I'm risking all my nice healthy coral colonies for these 3 itty bitty frags. But I convinced myself that it would be okay, as long as I thoroughly inspected the new arrivals beforehand and frequently every day after. Also, I plan to dip them in Bayer insecticide as soon as they started to look settled in. For inspecting corals, I recommend using the power at our fingertips. The camera on our phones can capture good detail. All you have to do is take a picture of the frag up close. No zoom, focusing as best as possible. After the image is captured is when you want to zoom in to see the detail. I inspected every side of each coral like this before I put them in my display, and I'll continue to do this every day until I'm satisfied. If there's any hint of anything bad, these frags are going into my quarantine tank regardless of the dinos. It's just not worth it. Back in the days, to get this amount of detail you needed a standalone camera with a good lens. If you know what you're looking for, I'd say there's about probably a 60% chance that you would detect a parasite. Alright, so what you're looking at here is the corals on day 2. They're looking better. The fox flame was beat up the most and is actually gaining back some zooxanthellae and may be starting to look red. After day 2 is when I decided that the corals were settled in enough to survive a Bayer dip. The main pests that I'm worried about are the Acropora eating flatworms and red bugs. From personal experience, I know that Bayer kills red bugs. For Acropora eating flatworms, however, it's not that straightforward. Many people report that AEFW fall off or get significantly weak where they can be easily based off after a dip in Bayer, but a 100% kill rate is unrealistic. One thing is for certain, Bayer does not kill Acropora eating flatworm eggs, and this is why it's so important to cut off the dead parts of any frag or colony, because that's where you usually see the eggs. So what I usually do is cut the frag, leaving a couple of millimeters of seemingly good coral tissue behind on the frag plug. It's just not worth it, guys. In case you're wondering, the formula that I use is 100 milliliters of Bayer insecticide per 1 gallon of tank water. I usually dip the corals for about 12 minutes.
Dipping these corals this late in the game was really for peace of mind, because it's certainly possible that tiny juvenile acropora eating flatworms made it past my inspection process and could have even survived the Bayer dip. To this day, I know of no dip that absolutely kills acropora eating flatworms 100% without killing the entire colony. And that's why it's vitally important to have a quarantine tank. Flatworm exit made by Salifert and other commercial flatworm killing products may help, but like Bayer insecticide, it's not 100% reliable. On day 3 after the dip, the fox flame is looking better. The cornbread pink tip still doesn't look pink or green, but the polyps are out. The Tyree purple dragon eyes is still very light, but I think I can see some purple starting to show. The one I have my eye on the most is the fox flame. Like I said, it's looking better every day, but I still haven't seen the polyps. Here are some shots on the 3rd night. So regarding the DOA frag, when I emailed Matt at Boom Corals, he didn't hesitate to offer a full refund or store credit. So I was very happy with how he handled that. Boom Corals has a great 2-week guarantee, so I invite you to check out their website if you're thinking about ordering some pieces. So a total of 4 days have passed and the corals continued to look better each day, but I won't know for sure for a couple months if they are truly pest free. At this point, the biggest thing on my mind is getting my quarantine tank squared away. Maybe once I get rid of the dinos I can make a video describing my quarantine tank setup. Alright, so that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching.